California, the land of the ever-living Moorish Empress Califia. Califia was the title of each empress. California was her land. She was known to be black of skin, of the Moorish nationality, and ruled over islands of black people, from California, Baja, to Hawaii. A Moorish black woman, courageous, strong of limb and large in person, full in the bloom of womanhood, the most beautiful of a long line of queens who ruled over the mythical realm of California. A civilization with an abundance of natural resources, gold, diamonds, vast quantities of precious stones and metals, with territory spanning thousands and thousands of miles throughout California. The beautiful exotic Califia commanded a fleet of ships. She ruled and maintained peace from Baja to Hawaii. She kept an aerial defense force of griffins and other fabulous animals which were native to California, trained to defend the land against invaders. In 2004, the African American Historical and Cultural Society Museum in San Francisco assembled a Queen Califia exhibit, curated by John William Templeton, featuring works by artists such as Arthur Wright and James Gales.
I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but the epic legend of Queen Califia originates from a fantasy novel. Califia is the fictional character of the island of California located near India. The mystical island of Queen Califia was introduced by a poet named Garcia Rodriguez de Montalvo. He wrote the Califia fantasy novel called Las Sergas de Esplandian, The Adventures of Esplandian. He wrote this book in the year 1510. The Califia fantasy novel became popular in Spain and across Europe. To some extent, this Califia fantasy novel helped the push for Spanish gold hunts in North America. In the year 1535, when the explorer Hernán Cortés landed in what is now known today as Baja California, it is said that he announced to his African crew of 300 that they had arrived in Califia's land. It is told that Cortés landed in a land blessed with so much pearls, which reminded him of Queen Califia's land. By 1770, the entire Pacific coast controlled by Spain had been given the name California, and the Spanish-speaking people who lived in the area were called Californios. The original Califia fantasy novel that is written in Spanish was translated by Edward Hale for the Antiquarian Society, and the story was printed in the Atlantic Monthly magazine in 1864. The myth of Queen Califia has since become a fictional hero of California, much like Rocky Balboa is for Philadelphia. You can see paintings, statues, plays, parades, and TV shows of Queen Califia across California. Even though Queen Califia's origins comes from a fantasy novel, American Afrocentrists love to run wild with the story. They misinterpret the fantasy novel of Queen Califia. They fantasize about beautiful, strong black Amazonian women who ruled an empire from California to Hawaii. Every person who lives in reality knows that griffins are just mythical, fictional animals. Fortunately, most black Americans and the majority of Americans know that the story of Queen Califia originates from a fantasy novel.